Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Rose here. So I just finished up and posted a standalone video talking about Foodie Beauty, her fetishes, and the content on her channel. And you cannot talk about Foodie Beauty without also mentioning Nader. So I'm doing another standalone video to try to explain some of the madness behind Foodie Beauty and Nader because their madness has bled over onto YouTube. And the way those two behave, going back and forth publicly, is certainly driving everyone else watching them insane. So, as I've done before in the last video, I'm going to try to be as delicate as I can describing certain things. And I will say before we even get started that this video is going to contain some adult conversation, some adult terms, and perhaps things you're not aware of or you might not have a whole lot of knowledge of. But I'm bringing those things to light for the sake of everybody understanding more of what's going on with Foodie and Nader. So I'm someone that I've reacted to Foodie for a very long time. I watched her ever since the mukbang days when she was doing nothing but mukbangs on her channel. And I've certainly seen her behavior being around Nader. Pardon me. And as you are all aware, I'm a cam model. And because I am a cam model, I have knowledge of different things that people are into, different likes and dislikes and fetishes and so forth. And when I watch Foodie and Nader, that knowledge comes into play because I might notice things because of knowing about those things that maybe other people don't notice. Because the drama with Foodie and Nader is so off the chart, because it is so highly upsetting to a lot of people, because a lot of people watching Foodie and watching Nader, they just can't wrap their head around why Foodie is so stuck on Nader, why she won't let him go, why she just keeps on and on with this guy, just giving him money and going on with this drama. There are many layers to that whole situation. One layer is, in my opinion, Nader is the best that she can do, given the fact that she will not improve herself as a woman and make herself a quality female. Because if you want a quality male, you have to be a quality female in a lot of ways. I mean, it's just not going to happen to be a not quality female and expect a quality male to want to be with you. So there's that. But there's also, I feel, some darker layers to her being around Nader. And I would like to say that my thoughts, feelings, and opinions in this video are entirely mine. They're not anybody else's, and so please take it as that. But maybe by sharing my thoughts, feelings, and opinions, perhaps you will agree with me, perhaps you will disagree with me, but maybe some of the things that I say in this video, they just might make some sense out of this whole situation that absolutely does not make sense. So let's go backwards with Foodie herself. The past relationships she's had. Before BB, there was Pete's. She was involved with Pete's. And Pete's is a laid-back kind of guy. You know, he'll go along with whatever you tell him. Pete's was involved with Foodie for 5 years. They started out as friends, and then they became roommates, and then they actually got engaged. Foodie cheated on Pete's multiple times, and one of those people that she cheated on him with was BB. She left Pete's in financial ruin and went over to BB, and she was with him for 5 years. Her relationship with BB was not any happier. She made his life completely miserable until they broke up. But she also cheated on BB as well. And then after moving in with Pete's as a roommate, she found Nadar. In my opinion, and this is just me talking, I feel that part of the reason why Foodie was not happy with either BB or Pete's is because on a adult level, there were things that she wanted to do, interests that she had, fetishes that she could not fulfill with either one of those men. As I've said in the other video, I feel that Foodie has a humiliation, degradation fetish of the highest degree, an extreme degree. She really enjoys it. She really gets off on it. And perhaps with either one of those men, given their natural natures of just being ordinary guys, decent guys, she could not pursue those fantasies with those men. But when she found Nadar, she found someone that she could do all of those things with. And that might be part of the reason why she refuses to let him go. That he is the only one that she has found that will take her to the extreme that she wants to go. So for anyone who might be questioning her having a humiliation degradation fetish, her getting excited and aroused by being humiliated and degraded, I would like to offer up a little bit of proof for you. Something that happened in a live stream, and just to bring this back to everybody's memory. So let me just share the screen. This was the, oh my goodness, what happened here? Oh goodness. Let me just try again. A moment, please. Let me refresh the screen. I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
There you go. There you
Don't know why it was blinking out like that.
go. I'm right now.
Pardon me. Sorry about the mishap. Okay, so we're back again. Sorry about the glitch there. I don't know what happened there. So this is the tuna steaks for dinner stream that Foodie did quite a while ago when Nadar was living in Gatineau still, and she was able to see him publicly before all the nonsense about the court case and so forth. So Foodie, I forget exactly what she did because so many things have happened, to be honest with you, but she did something really, really bad, and she acted the fool. And so Nadar decided to put her on camera and make her apologize. Everybody was laughing at Foodie for this, for having to apologize this way. But when I watched this stream from the perspective of this woman has a high, extreme humiliation, degradation fetish, I see more things going on. And I'm going to point them out to you. So let's get started with this.
Tuna steak. Salad. Eggplant. And somebody show up. Wanna talk? I say no, I don't wanna talk. And she just say I wanna apologize and leave. Then go live stream at time. She asked for invite for this dinner. She would like to show camera anyway. But I say no, I cannot do that.
Now, I'm noticing one thing right off the bat. He's practically smiling. He's not the least bit upset. He doesn't look angry. He's practically smirking.
What is this? Where's the camera? Okay.
So he's making her apologize on camera, and she's not upset. She's not crying. She doesn't look the least bit embarrassed. She's laughing. Her face is red, but she's laughing. She's absolutely delighted by what's going on. There's a reason why I'm showing this particular stream, y'all, because from the outside perspective, it looks like Nader is humiliating her. What's going on here, folks, is role play. This is role play. This is all role play that plays into perhaps his fetishes and hers. They're doing very public humiliation, degradation role play. Because if she were really being humiliated and degraded in a normal way, she would be upset, but she's not.
Don't laugh. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
I want to die right now.
Because people keep telling you hide your scare since she come from Montenegro. Here, she came here and nobody.
So he's making her apologize, and she's worried about where the light is. If you did something bad and you felt humiliated and embarrassed, would you worry about where the light is behind you? No. She's like, oh, the light's behind me. This is all role play. This is a performance. This is what is normally private role play between people in a home or some other private location. This is role play, adult role play on YouTube. Her and Nader have these fetishes, and they have found a way to bring adult content to YouTube and make it profitable. Let's involve an audience, and they can give us money for this role play. We'll do it publicly. We'll make money.
No, it's right in the freaking view.
This is how I set my thing. It's not like you come to check it off.
Now, as you're watching this, keep an eye on her reactions. Her face is red, but one thing I noticed when I watched this is I don't want to be gross, and I apologize if I gross anybody out. She's getting turned on. And I know this because she's doing that slow, deep breathing. Like this is really her thing. She's getting a kick out of this. She's not upset. She's not the least bit crying. There's no tears in her eyes. She is enjoying this.
Say what you need to do when you don't film.
Looking at him all submissive, you know, putting on the sultry face. This is role play.
Well, this is.
I was trying this. Okay, let me finish first. Say what you think first.
And she just winked right there. So you're being humiliated, allegedly. You're being embarrassed, but yet you wink at the camera and you're worried about where the light is. This is role play. This should be private role play, but it's not. This is role play. She's role playing with Nader. Because if he were not role playing, he would be very angry with her. He'd be screaming at her. She would be crying. We've seen her cry over Nader before. If she feels humiliated, where are the tears? Why isn't she shaking? She's smiling. Has anybody ever been humiliated and embarrassed? Were you smiling during that time? No. This is all performative.
I came to apologize for what happened over the last week. I was being unreasonable and freaked out because I was jealous.
This is my friend. Why is that for? And what's it's sometimes you need to know.
She's trying not to laugh. Look at that smirk. She's trying not to laugh. She's smirking.
You keep talking like what a relationship, what is the Christmas, what are the
Look, there's the smirk. How can you be embarrassed and act this way? You can't. If you're really feeling like you're put on the spot, if you feel like you're 3 inches tall, you don't act this way for real. This is all performative. This is foreplay for these two. And all of the drama that we've seen going on back and forth between Nader and Chantal, it's all just foreplay. It is role play on YouTube. So it's not just Chantal doing this adult content on YouTube and getting away with it. It's Nader too. He is a willing, eager participant in this game. He is part of this game, as is Dee Dee. They're all in it together. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Foodie has spent intimate time with Dee Dee and Nader together. Foodie has a key to Dee Dee's apartment. So despite all of the threats and the drama and the going back and forth, I feel that everything we see between those three in front of the camera, it's performative. Behind the camera, it's a different story. Because the narratives that keep getting passed back and forth just don't make sense. They don't make sense. They hate each other, yet they continue to talk. They hate each other, and yet they continue to hang out repeatedly. She keeps seeing him. She pays for his phone bill. He keeps accepting her and seeing her at motels. Nader and Chantal are doing drama, adult content on YouTube. Nobody could tell me otherwise. Nobody. You know, when you watch Chantal, you're always hearing Nader's name. She will not stop saying his name. And she also, in the past, has brought up the whole Dom situation, that he was her Dom. I do remember live streams where she would come on camera and proudly show off her bruises on her chest and on her arms. If you're someone and you're engaging in role play or any kind of adult play with someone, and unless it's abusive, that would mean it's then consensual. I feel that things that go on between Nader and Chantal are consensual because she goes to see him and she talks to him. If they were not consensual, she would stay away. Something that I feel is also going on, and again, you wouldn't have any knowledge of this unless you had knowledge of it. I believe that Chantal and Nader have an agreement, some kind of financial agreement, where she will pay his way and pay his bills if she can use him for content and see him, but also if he's there to fulfill whatever fetish needs she has. Something of note for those who are not aware, there is such a thing called financial domination. And for those asking the question right now, well, what exactly is that? It is a subset of, it's connected to BDSM. And to put it in layman's terms, the person who wants to be financially dominated, and it all depends on the person, how light or extreme they desire it. Financial domination is when a person who wants to be financially dominated, they give money to another person and they get nothing back. Financial domination could include the person who's being dominated. They buy the person gifts, they give them money. There is nothing sexual that happens. It's just one person giving money to another person and deriving pleasure, because in that way they are being humiliated. And again, Foodie has a humiliation degradation fetish. So if she does, and I believe she does, that ties into her fetish. The fact that she's giving money to this person and getting nothing back. That she supports him and he doesn't have to do anything with her, and he puts her down for it. He calls her names. He meets up with her in hotels and maybe nothing happens. You know, there's different layers to the humiliation degradation fetish, and it all varies per person, like what they like and what they get into. But we've certainly seen a lot of evidence, and we've heard a lot of evidence of Foodie taking Nader on shopping trips, buying him clothes. She will buy him food. She pays his rent. She pays his phone bill. She's still paying his phone bill, even though he ran up $1,000 phone bill recently. She's still paying for it. So here's Foodie, and she finally found someone that can indulge her in all of her darker fantasies. Perhaps fantasies that she could not do with Pete or BB because that's just not who they were and what they were into. But she found Nader, and Nader is a complete degenerate that he will do anything at any time with anybody, especially in Foodie's case where he's getting paid. We've seen evidence of him humiliating her on camera, you know, like calling the roll of fat on the back of her neck a hump. We've seen him slap the back of her head. So I'm sure if he humiliates her publicly, then he probably humiliates her privately as well. But these two, Foodie and Nader, what they're doing on YouTube is dark, adult-based role play that really should be taken off camera and done privately, but they do it because if they have an audience, they can make money with it. They can choose either to do it for free or to get paid, and they've chosen to get paid. So let's get on YouTube. Let's both have channels. Let's both make money on our channels. And when we feel like role playing in front of people, when we feel like fighting, when we feel like the high drama, let's make money with it. Let's do this adult role play in front of people. Foodie, there are forums for that. There are websites for that. You shouldn't have it on YouTube. It's stressing everybody out. You are doing something not right, you see, because it's one thing to do role play in front of people that are consenting to it. You're telling them what's going to happen. They are fully aware and they can give their consent. It's another thing to put that role play in front of people and they have no idea what's going on and they're not consenting. And I feel that all of YouTube, people are here for not adult content. So putting something adult related in their face, they are not able to consent. And if you know anything about the BDSM community, consent is very important, whether it's for something physical or something you witness. Consent should always be given by all parties, whether you're a spectator or you are participating. And that's why I take offense to what you're doing. And that's why I'm putting your butt on blast. You and Nader, you guys have fetishes. You should take it off YouTube and do it. You should not put it in front of the audience. It's not what people on YouTube are here for. They're here for regular content. They're not here to watch all of this toxic, negative, draining back and forth. They're not here for this role play that you do. We're not here for it. You made a point to talk about DV and SA. If you want to know the truth, y'all, here's what I think. As far as Foodie and Nader, here are my honest thoughts. I think when Foodie met Nader, she's got a big mouth. She talked about her money. She used the fact that she makes a lot of money to get his attention, and it happened. He gave his attention. He was interested. And then they talked. And they came to an agreement, perhaps, that, okay, if you let me talk about you on YouTube, and if you let me see you and spend time around you, and if you fulfill my fantasies, I will give you a certain amount every month. At that time, I feel there was no talk of being in a relationship. So because there was no talk, there was no mention of it, he was okay with it. That he would, in his own toxic way, dominate her, which she likes, and she would get to fulfill her fantasies and get to spend time around a guy. And then somewhere along the way, Foodie caught feelings, and she decided, this guy is perfect for me. I have these dark fantasies. I want to be with somebody. He can fulfill all of my dark fantasies. I want to be with this person full time. I want to have this person around for life. But Nader does not love her, nor will he ever love her. The agreement might have been, hey, I'm just here to spend time around you and fulfill your fantasies, and that's it. But she wanted to make it more emotional and make it more permanent, and he's not on board with that. And all of the drama that has ensued that we've been witness to has been the result. The fact that she has extreme fetishes and she wants to live that life full time. But the problem is the person that she has found and that she's chosen to do those things with has no feelings for her. Has no feelings. He's not in love with Foodie. He'll never be in love with Foodie. And so the saga continues. The saga of her trying to own something she will never own, chasing someone she will never get, but she can't pull away from Nader because there's literally no one else that she knows that can take her to those dark places in her fantasies except for Nader. Her fantasies are so dark and so extreme that not many people would be able to do what she needs them to do to make her happy or be okay with doing those things. And so she keeps running after him. And so she keeps chasing. And so she keeps paying the money. She keeps paying the money because that's the agreement. You pay me, you give me money, and I will humiliate you. I will degrade you publicly and privately. I'll be content for your channel, but you got to keep paying me. Otherwise, I'm out. I've got other women I can talk to. I don't need you. He is her only choice, and he knows that. And so he has total power, and she's not bothering to take it back. So our dear Foodie is her fantasies, her mind goes to dark places, and she needs someone that can go there with her. And someone like Pete's or BB would never be able to. They couldn't walk with her down that path. But Nader can because he doesn't care about her. Anything he does to her or with her, he doesn't care about her. He's not emotionally attached, although she wishes just the opposite were true. And so all the drama that we keep hearing about, the fact that she won't stop talking about him, there you go. She likes to call him a dom, but he's not a dom. She probably wouldn't know a real dom if they walked up and introduced themselves. Foodie, you're not a real sub, because a real sub would listen to a real dom. They would make steps to improve themselves and be a shining example of their dom's teachings. You're too much of a brat and defiant to be anybody's sub, although I think maybe you're trying to live out some kind of twisted, dark, 50 Shades of Grey fantasy with Nader. Like, that's the closest thing to a dom that you know, but being an asshole is not being a dom. You can be a dom without being an asshole. I've known some real doms. They weren't assholes. The guy that you're with, the one you're looking at as being dominant, he may have a dominant personality, but he's not a real dom. But you're going through all this drama because you want something you can't have and you will never have. So you keep spending the money because you don't want to lose the game. Your ego demands that you win no matter what the cost. Even if it costs you every dollar in your pocket, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But going back to Nader and Foodie, y'all, when you watch these two on YouTube from here on out, the drama going back and forth, him getting angry at her, her getting angry at him, it's performative. You're looking at role play. Who knows? Maybe all of this drama is something that turns them both on, or at least turns her on. And that's why she keeps it up. She goes through cycles of not talking about him, to raging about him, to not talking about him again. A lot of this drama, I feel, is made up, performative role play. It's foreplay between those two and will continue to be so. And that way, nothing that they're doing is ever going to change. She's stuck on him, and she's stuck on him for a reason. And the reason, I feel, is because he's the only one that will indulge her in whatever darker fantasies she may have. She can't go to someone like Pete or BB to do it. So she finally found someone who's a lot like her to do them with, somebody who doesn't care, someone that if she brings up something gross or vulgar, he's down for it. Someone like Pete or BB would never. It's just not who they are. So, yeah. Performative, dramatic art at its worst on YouTube by two people who are playing specific roles in front of an audience because one of the parties has a humiliation, degradation fetish. And the bigger the audience, the more money they make for the both of them, the better. They have found a way to take what's normally private, erotic sort of role play and put it on a public forum and make money with it. So that's it for this video. What do you guys think? Give me your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and please have a good day. Bye-bye.